where are we at with the nitrogen cycle in the new 20-gallon reef tank? In the last update, we had a bit more diatoms on the sand bed, and it looks like they're starting to go away a little bit. They're still there, don't get me wrong. There's bits of brownness on the sand bed, and we do have some new forms of algae starting to come up in the tank. So we've got some hair algae on a couple of these rocks here, and some of this darker algae that's starting to grow on the right side of the tank. As you may know, in the nitrogen cycle, for it to be complete, you want to see ammonias and nitrites at 0 parts per million, with nitrates anywhere between 5 to 20 parts per million, or just a sign that you have nitrates in the tank. Now, we did seed this tank with some live rock and biomedia, so there wasn't a complete cycle in the aquarium. We did get some diatoms because we used dry, new sand. We did recently test the tank. We do have 0 ammonia and 0 nitrite. In nitrates, I want to say we're around 15 parts per million if I remember correctly. So we're done with the cycle, and I believe we're kind of on the tail end of this new ugly stage when you set up a tank. Don't get me wrong, the tank is not mature yet. We've got a few more months to go until we hit like month 6, but we are kind of on the right trajectory in terms of the tank looking good, adding some coral in there, and the fish doing good. Speaking of the coral, they seem to be bouncing back from when we first added them. The toadstool and a couple of the cineraries over here are starting to do good. And we did add in our Gorgonia from the 30-gallon. I did want to add some Gorgonias to this tank in addition to the softies. So everything's looking good so far.